Hello and welcome to another short quiz video. In fact, the first one where I sit down and have a chat with you. Just in case you don't know, my name's Chris Stevens and I host a show every Friday night on rhinoradio.co.uk from 8 PM called The Short Quiz Rock Show, where I play stuff from upcoming bands and then signed bands and all that kind of stuff, and we have a nice heavy section towards the end of the show. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, you should go and check it out. You can also follow me at Short Quiz Radio on Twitter and Instagram in case you want to see what I'm up to there. So, what we're going to talk about today, I am going to let you know all about my experience at 2000 Trees Festival, which I was at recently over the weekend, and let me just say, it's one of the best festivals I have ever been to. So, let's get into it. Bear with me, I've written kind of a script for this because I know that I'm going to forget stuff. Let's kick things off with food. Why not? That's what I like. There was loads of really good options for people to try, especially like vegan and vegetarian as well, which is great to see. I spent my time being obsessed with the sushi rolls. Shout out to the guys from Foxjaw for recommending them to me. They were amazing for hangovers. The great thing as well was you had a wristband that you used a chip on to pay for everything with, so which would automatically top up if you set up a top-up amount. So basically completely cashless festival, although I did end up spending nearly £200, so it was very easy to spend there. That's one issue I would say. Other food that I really enjoyed there, they had paella. Only thing that let me down on that was some weird bitter salsa stuff. And I tried the Dutch pancakes, which were great but a little bit wet for me. It sounds weird. And I also had the fried squid and fries, which was interesting. Very oily but very nice at the same time. And the chips were really salty. A quick review of the toilets. Fantastic. They were always kept clean regularly. Only issue I would say is maybe keep topping up the sanitizer a bit more often, and maybe a few more loo rolls, keeping it topped up every now and again as well. That would have been great. And the only main issue for me was no showers. Although one of the guys did mention that they found a secret shower, so I'm a bit gutted I didn't find out about that until the last day. The average price for food there was probably about £5 to £8 a go. Same really for drinks, you're looking between £3 to £8 for drinks there, £3 for beers, £5 for ciders. Although the first one you bought was £2 more expensive because you had to buy the cup, and then every time you returned the cup they would give you a clean new one, and it was basically all part of the reusable and recyclable kind of theme to the festival, which was pretty awesome. It was also good to see Samaritans there and give a lot of welfare, so it was plenty of places for people to go and discuss mental health issues or if they had injuries. From what I could tell, luckily there weren't too many injuries in the pits this weekend as well, which is great to hear. Shall we get to the most important part? So let's talk about bands, which I've got written down on my phone, the ones that I went to see, because I lost track of the amount of bands that I actually saw. So I'll kick things off with La Boucherettes. Please forgive me if I butchered that the pronunciation as well. They're a really fascinating band. I chilled with awe most of the time for this particular band. We were watching from afar on the main stage. Really interesting mix of vocals and some different languages there, so I found that quite interesting. Holding Absence were definitely a major highlight for me as well. They had a great acoustic set. I caught the last couple of tracks of that. It was really nice about the forest setting. You had a camera like sitting on the floor going off like a little hill verge, and yeah, it was really cool. And Holding Absence's live set for the new stage was amazing. I have a feeling that they probably should have been on the main stage actually, because they've got a great fan base there. Everybody in there was singing along, the tent was packed out. They played all of the good ones as well. I'll leave a clip in here somewhere for you to have a listen and look and see what's going on. fantastic. Lucas was full of energy. I'll be bringing you an interview as well with some of the guys from the band in the near future, so definitely check that out. But yes, Lucas was massively on form, and the only sad thing was it appeared that the band wanted to play more tracks. However, they only had a certain set time, so the sound went off and everything as they were trying to carry on singing. So that was fun. I also got to see Lotus Eater finally, properly. I did see them kind of when I moved back from London to Liverpool, although I was also doing an interview at the same time, so I missed out on the first time. These guys go heavy. Absolutely immense. The pits were incredible. Lead vocalist just bringing the energy. Appeared to be happy with the crowd as well, which is good. And just genuinely nice, heavy, angry vibes with the group. First time seeing these. I've seen them about on Instagram and stuff, on people's stories. These are a brilliant band. I'd recommend you go and see them live if you can. They remind me kind of like a heavier Enter Shikari with a bit more rap to it. Definitely want to check out for sure. They've got music on Spotify. It's mainly singles so far, so we're hoping for an EP very soon. But that was a great band to start off the second day with. Really enjoyed that. Shout out to Andy as well, who joined me for that one. Also, moving on, we had Flogging Molly. Just great to see an Irish folk band at the festival as well. That was also another good thing about 2000 Trees. You had quite a mixed lineup of bands, so you had some kind of folky, some kind of Irishy, that's a new word now apparently. But also you had the really heavy metal bands, you had your acoustic sets. There was even comedy sets. I actually went to the two headliners on the first two nights, and they were absolutely hilarious. I died laughing. Second guy on the second night was amazing, just talking about, well, we won't go into it too much, but one part I can talk about is definitely go and play with magnets, because it's good for you. Anyway, the first headliner of the first night was Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls. Caught a little bit of that. Not particularly to my taste, but he played a fantastic set from what I could see. Yeah, I recommend it for people who are like fans of Ed Sheeran, that kind of stuff. But it was a great first night, good first set. And then we move on to the next day. I'll be honest with you, I kind of lost track of what bands played one night, so I'm just going to talk about bands here. I finally got to see Dream State again for the second time. They probably played one of my favourite sets of the whole weekend. We also got to see Primrose played live at last, which was fantastic. CJ was on absolute form, the vocals and the screaming top notch. She also jumping into the crowd, doing all the surfing and stuff. Saw a great photo from one of the photographers that I met in there. You never know, he might let me get hold of it one day. But yes, shout out to you, Glenn. So yes, that was an amazing set. Obviously getting to see Primrose was amazing. We also saw I Told You I Would Eat You. Absolutely fantastic band. Love them to bits. If you go to any of their shows, just make sure you buy all their merch and everything, because they're just a lovely, lovely band. Go and give them hugs and everything. Rollo Tomasi, right, seeing these for the first time was absolutely fantastic. The lead vocalist, she has got the most incredible range of vocals, so going from the screaming until like the poppy kind of melodic vocals. The band kind of kicked off with their heavier tunes and moved into the lighter, more melodic tunes kind of like halfway through the set, so it kind of went heavy to quieter throughout. There's some fantastic photos out there as well of on stage, kind of just going absolutely nuts. So, Rollo Tomasi, I'm hoping to hear more new music from them very soon. Fingers crossed. I also caught Cancer Bats for the very first time. Now, this would probably, if it weren't for Mole, Cancer Bats would probably be the best set that I saw for the whole weekend. Now, I don't know why I've slept on these guys for so long, but Cancer Bats. If somehow you've never seen this band or listened to them, go and do it now. They do a kick-ass cover version of Beastie Boys' Sabotage. They also played a cover of a Black Sabbath track, which was amazing. And I got to basically meet a few people who'd been to like loads of their gigs there. The pit was incredible. The band was just kind of just massively into their whole crowd and everything. And people were saying that this was the best set they've seen the band play in about 10 years. Moving on, I got to see the Skints as well. I actually saw them after I saw Mole, if I remember correctly. So going from a super heavy band to a super chilled out reggae band, that was good fun. Great to see the new album being played out as well. I'll link to like a bunch of albums and stuff if I can do at the bottom. If not, you can listen to the Short Chris Rock Show for that latest tune from them. Mole, so absolute highlight of the whole weekend. Mole are a band from Denmark. They play black and shoegaze, which is like basically really happy major chords on the guitar with nice load of reverb, clashing with angry vocals about death and screaming and all that kind of stuff, and it's just brilliant. Kim Song, the lead vocalist, literally just was in the middle of the crowd for half of it. Everybody was just going nuts. This is in the new stage as well. I have a feeling, personally, I believe that Kim Song is going to be the next metal god. There was a picture of him with Cabal and Mole and Matt Heafy of Trivium recently. We are keeping our fingers crossed for that tour. And the whole band in general was just absolutely fantastic. So I actually managed to take some pretty cool photos of Kim as well. I'll put them up in the video somewhere. You'll probably catch them at some point. Yes, I recommend you go and check out all of their music. At the moment, they've just re-released their original EP 1 and 2. Sadly, that doesn't have Kim's vocals on because he didn't join it until the full album Jord, spelled J-O-R-D. But I recommend you go and check out both of those, and they've put out a new music video for one of their older tracks as well. So yes, go and check out Mole. They are going to be huge. Coming towards the end of bands, we caught a bit of the Bottom Line as well. We listened to their set kind of just like chilling outside of the new stage tent. They sounded fantastic, nice and like a smaller Neck Deep essentially. You should definitely go and check their album out. And then just before I had to leave, so we left a little bit early to avoid the traffic and get some rest before going back to real life. I caught the first like 5 or 6 tracks of Every Time I Die. They were playing one of their older albums in full as well. I think it was called Hot Damn. And goodness gracious me, another band that I couldn't believe that I'd slept on as well. So yes, they were absolutely mental, absolutely insane. All in all, an amazing lineup of bands. I got to see a lot of bands that I would have never seen live or that I would never have normally listened to. So I've now got a bit more of a range of a catalogue to add to the music that I already do listen to as well. Yes, if there's any more details that you think I should have talked about, oh actually, let's talk about camping. Camping was good, apart from night time when it was freezing cold, and I'm going to be boring because I'm an old man now, 28 this year, would you believe it? But until about 3 AM you could hear the silent disco every single night. So there was no getting to sleep there. Anyway, one last thing I would suggest is bring in showers, please. I know it's a festival, but Bloodstock has showers even, so that says something. But in general, for the best mid-sized, mid-range festival, 2,000 Trees I give you a 9.9 out of 10 because there's still stuff to improve on. But hopefully I'll get to see you again next year. And as I said before, if you want to go and follow me, you can do. Go and follow at scrs Radio on Twitter and Instagram for all the updates, and check us out on rhinoradio.co.uk. If you go to the About Us page, you'll be able to see my face there and click on the catch up bit if you want to check out any of my shows on Mixcloud for playback. Anyway, this has been my review of 2000 Trees. If I missed anything out, feel free to talk to me in the comments down below and I'll do my best to reply to everything. And hopefully I'm going to be starting a new series where I kind of review bands that I've been listening to over the week. Fingers crossed that happens and I get myself to sit down and do this again, because it's just taking me forever to actually do this video. Anyway, I'm Chris Stevens. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Share the video if you're interested. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you next week with a brand new series. Bye!